Hi all, today we are going to have a basic overview of your control panel. This is the URL of your control panel. You must have got an email from your hosting. You can copy the URL from your email, open up a web browser, paste it there and hit enter. You'll come across this login page. You have to enter your control panel credentials. Let me enter my control panel credentials. That's it. You will be logging into the control panel interface. So this is the basic interface of your control panel. Let me explain you about few of the features that you will be needing. You can set the theme of your control panel by coming to this area and selecting the appropriate theme. You can set a color for your control panel from this section. You can set a size for your control panel from this section. Now you can see here general account information section on the left hand side. This section will give you one basic overview, one basic idea about your control panel status. You can see the domain name, the hosting package, the bandwidth, the usage of the disk, the subdomains, the park domains, the add-on domains, the database, email accounts, email forwarders, all informations over here. This section will let you know how much of resources is allocated to you and how much of that resources you have utilized. Now if you scroll further down, you will come across a section called as general server information. So this section will give you a basic information of the server on which this control panel is built. Here it shows you the server name, the directory path, the Apache version, the MySQL version, the PHP version, the operating system used. In this case it is a Linux. Now let's get started with the first section, that is the preferences. In the preference section you can change your password for your control panel. You can update your contact information over here. You can seek any kind of help by coming to this getting started widget section. You can create shortcuts for the control panel on your desktop by using this icon over here. Now we'll come to the domain section. In this section you can add new domains using this add-on domains icon. You can create subdomains using this subdomain icon. In case you have a domain but it's not in use currently, you can always park the domain. So for parking the domain you can use this little icon over here known as the park domains. You can create redirects for your domain by coming up here to the manage redirects, and also you can configure the DNS. So DNS is basically used for name resolution purposes, resolving the URL to an IP or resolving the IP to a URL. So that can be done using this DNS zone editor and an advanced DNS zone editor. Now let us come to the file section. In the file section you can configure the backup for your files by using this backup and the backup wizard. You can upload files to your control panel by using the file manager icon. You can monitor the disk usage by coming up here and referring to this little icon over here, disk usage viewer. You can create FTP accounts. You can give access to the FTP accounts over here. You can control the FTP sessions over here. Now we'll have a look at the database section. In this section you will come across various tools which will be helpful to you for creating databases, managing databases, for creating the users, deleting users, and all other database operations. This PHP-MyAdmin over here, it is a PHP based tool that is used to handle the administration of the MySQL database with the help of a web browser. And this PHP MyAdmin can perform various tasks like creating, modifying, deleting databases, the tables, the rows, and also for executing the SQL queries and many other database administrative tasks. Now when we come to the email management tool section, you can refer to this section for various email management tasks. You can add or remove an email account over here. You can configure your webmail over here. You can read your webmail. You can set any of your webmail account as a default email account. You can configure the autoresponders over here. You can configure the forwarders. You can import any email accounts, and you can create a mailing list so that you can send a mail to all your recipients, and you can also block any kind of spams using the spam assistant tool and also the box trapper spam trap. These two tools you can use to block the spams. And here is a tool called as MX entry maintenance. So this you can use this MX entry maintenance to change where a domain's email is delivered to. That information you can change it over here, and you can do various filtering jobs over here using the user level filtering tool and the account level filtering tool. You can also use this gray listing tool. So this gray listing tools, it will defend the email users against any spam. Whenever gray listing is enabled, the mail server will temporarily reject any email coming from a sender that the server does not recognize. So in case the server is not recognizing the sender, then it will temporarily block that email from the sender. Now we'll come across this analysis and log files section. So basically this section you can refer if you want to go through the statistics, the stats and various logs. We'll be coming up to the stats in a while. We have a different module dedicatedly for this stats, and we will explain this in detail in that module. And coming further below, we have various advanced tools. The Apache handler over here, it can control how the site's Apache web server softwares manages certain types of files. The cron job tool over here, we can use this cron job tool to automate any kind of task. If we have a certain command that we need to do on a regular basis, like every day or once in a week or once in a month, we can come to here and you can schedule the task. Then we can refer to the networking tool. If you open the networking tool, you can see there is a domain lookup tool and a trace route tool. So you can use these two tools for troubleshooting your network related issues. There are other advanced tools over here. There is an index manager. There is a tool called the custom error pages. So in case there are any error on your control panel site, on the sites that is hosted on this hosting, you can always come up here and configure the error pages. How does the error page looks, which error page you will be displaying when the error comes up, all those section, all those configuration, you can do it over here. There is also virus scan tool. So you can always use this tool if you want to scan any particular mail, or you have uploaded few files to the file manager and you are not sure whether the files are scanned or not. You can always come up here and select the particular folder, you can scan it. Now there is a section called as softwares. So in this software sections, there are various softwares that you might be needing in future in your projects. There is a software called Softaculous. In this software, you can use the software to install various other content management systems like WordPress, or you can even install Joomla, OpenCart. You can always install all these things using the Softacular software. There is a site builder over here. Now you can come over here to the security section. There is various interesting tools over here. You can use it. You can use the IP deny manager over here in case you want to deny any particular IP from accessing your websites. You can come up here, enter that IP which you want to deny, and that IP will be denied. If you want to protect your site from any leeching activities, you can come up here and use this leech protect tool. Now we come further below. There is a tool called as Attractor SEO. This is a set of tools that will be very much helpful for SEO purposes. SEO stands for search engine optimization. So in case you are interested in optimizing your traffic or optimizing your website, you can always come up here and use these tools. We have a dedicated module for this Attractor SEO, and we will be discussing all these things in detail in that module. Now there is a separate module for Cloudflare. So Cloudflare, it automatically optimizes the delivery of the web pages so that the visitors get the fastest page loads and best performances. So basically it helps the users, the visitors, to load your site pages pretty fast. They don't have to wait for a long time for your page to get load. This Cloudflare fastens the process. Then there are various Softacular tools you can use to install the softwares. This was a basic overview of your control panel, and we will be covering each module, each section in detail in our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.